I'm not sure whether you describe conflict as a thing, concept, or mindset, but one thing I do know is that conflict is very interesting. In theory, there should be no need for conflict when humans have things that are essential to their survival, like food, shelter, and community. But no matter how far society progresses and evolves, conflict is something that has always existed and always will. This is due to a variety of factors, but I believe the two main ones to be the double D's, pun intended, desires and differences. Humans' desire to have more is a big part of why conflict occurs. The jealousy that resides within all of us can turn us into demons when we see someone with something we don't own. Unlike other creatures and animals, humans are very ambitious and always strive for more and want to progress, unlike other creatures who stay in their habitat and maintain the same way of life unless forced to change. You might say humans pushing forward is a good thing because one is improving bad. I'll tell you when it becomes bad, when we step on each other in order to progress. The harsh truth is that to advance this far as a society and have such leaps in technology and our way of life in the amount of time we have, we needed practices like exploitation and slavery. A good portion of our technological devices require intense child labor to create, and we ignore it because it's just a cost of improvement and evolution. Unfortunately, there is nothing that's free in this world. The more trees you take fruit off of, the less another animal eats. The more money you have, the less someone else does. Your ambition for wanting more will always hurt someone else, so your desires will naturally lead to conflict, and that's just life. Differences. People say there's a beauty to being unique, and while that may be true, there's so much pain people endure and face due to being different. Differences strike different feelings into people, like fear or superiority, which always cause conflict, or jealousy, but that also ties into desires, and I already covered that. And at the moment, I don't feel I'm able to properly articulate my thoughts on fear, so we'll focus on how superiority relates to conflict. Superiority is an entirely different beast. Oftentimes, when people see people that are different from them, they develop a sense of superiority. This is one of the main reasons why conflict occurs. Use religion as an example. Religion should be something that everybody can express and have their own beliefs about. But some people in some religions don't accept that, and they cause conflict with other religions. Even with slavery, the only thing that determines who will be the slave and who will be the masters are the people who feel like others are beneath them. The feeling that you're better than others in any way, shape, or form is a dangerous belief and will inevitably lead to conflict at some point, as it always has. Now let's talk about monetization and the support of conflict. In the year of 2024, when I'm recording this, people see conflict as a form of entertainment and often disapprove of certain forms of media when it doesn't have conflict. Have you ever seen other people look at sports today, like basketball for example, and say things like, the players are too friendly nowadays and they don't really hate each other no more, like that somehow affects the quality of the game? It's a bit controversial, but I feel like boxing also falls into this category. Watching people fight is something that's existed forever. The earliest knowledge I have of it is the ancient Greek Colosseums, but I feel like monetizing people fighting like animals is wrong, animal-like, and even inhumane. I say this as someone who wants to get into boxing/martial arts because it looks exciting and it's a good way to be able to protect yourself. But I'm not getting into martial arts to embarrass or harm people, and I feel the same way with quote-unquote rap beef. People say rappers dissing each other is just for the sport, but it's really not. It's really so you, the consumer, can be entertained. And the rap beef that people like is the type where it's disrespectful and as violent as possible. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with that, but that's just how I feel. To end this video off, I just want to say, the only way to put an end to conflict is if everyone was the same. Same appearance, same thought process, and lived in the same place. But that would also take away a big part of the joy that comes with being human. So I believe conflict is something that will exist forever. Conflict is something unavoidable. Although you should do your best to avoid it, at some point it'll become inevitable. Also, I should have mentioned earlier that this video isn't just about conflict, but about conflict with other people, to be more specific. And that's the end of my first video. If you made it this far, please subscribe, like, and comment. and let me know thoughts on the video, feedback, good or bad, and future topics you think I should discuss. Till next time.